All right, class, we're going to go ahead and take notes on slope. This is going to be page 28 in our digital interactive notebook. This is please make sure you write this down, page 28 in our digital interactive notebook. And the title of this page is slope. And another word for slope is rate of change. Okay? This is what our notes are going to be on today. It's going to be slope. Another word or a synonym for slope, they use the phrase rate of change. Okay. Let me know if I'm moving too fast and you need me to slow it down, okay? You can use the raise your hand tool. You can use the chat, but the fastest way to let me know is to unmute and let me know, okay? Because I may not see what's in the chat, and I may not see your hand raised. Okay? All right, let's get started. The word slope we're going to define. The letter that they use for slope is M. The letter that they use for slope is M. And the definition for slope is the steepness of a line. It's the incline or steepness of a line. The steepness of a line. That's the definition of slope. The steepness or the incline of a line. And I'm getting ready to go more in detail here in a minute. And we're only talking about straight lines, okay? We're only talking about straight lines. Okay? Straight lines. There are 4 kinds of slope. There are 4 kinds of slope. We can put slope into 4 different categories. 4 types or kinds of slope. There are 4 kinds or types of slope. Okay, so I'm going to make 4 boxes. And then talk about the 4 different kinds of slope. The first kind of slope is called a positive slope. Number 1 is a positive slope. Ms. Reyes, what does a positive slope look like? Great question. A positive slope, of course, is a straight line. I'm going to draw a little graph out to the side because I'm going to put some words out here. When you draw your coordinate plane, where this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis, the line that has a positive slope is a line that increases from left to right. This is a positive slope because it increases from left to right. This line is going up. So as x increases, y increases. So as you read from left to right, you notice that this line is going up. The explanation, the math explanation for this is as x increases, as you read from left to right, your y is increasing. Okay? The line is going up. The line going up. That means M is going to be a positive number. Let's make this into asterisks. M equals a positive number. So whatever the slope is, It's going to be a positive number because the line is going up. This is called a positive slope. I'm going to pause for the calls. All right. Your second kind of slope is a negative slope. The opposite of positive is negative. So we have the second kind of slope or type of slope is a negative slope. Well, Miss Reyes, what does a negative slope look like? Oh, I'm so glad you asked me.
Anybody got an idea?
Okay. Thank you, Tyler. Okay, so with a negative slope, just as Tyler stated, the line is going down. Okay. As x increases, because you're always going to read from left to right, as x increases, y is decreasing. Okay. And x is always going to increase because you always read the x-axis from left to right, like you're reading a book. So the line starts up here, and what's happening as x increases? Y is decreasing. The line is going down. So I'm going to put my asterisk over here. And in math language, I'm going to describe this line as x increases, because x is always going to increase. Y is going to be what decreases. And in layman terms, so that you can understand, the line is going down. The line is going down. Okay? And the last thing you need to make sure you understand about a negative slope, that because this is a negative slope, your m, your value for m is going to be a negative number. M equals negative number. Okay, I'll pause for the calls, let you catch up. The third kind of slope is a no slope or zero slope. No slope or zero slope. Okay. A no slope or zero slope, what does that look like, Miss Reyes? I'm so glad you asked me that. Okay, good. That's correct. Actually, that's really good. It is when your line is flat. There's no increase or decrease. There's just a flat line. Okay. And let me make sure that I draw a good flat line. Okay. We want no steepness to it at all. This is just a flat line. Okay. This has zero steepness to it. It is a flat line. Okay. Zero slope. It's a flat line. This is how I like to walk on my treadmill so that I don't sweat. Though the purpose is to sweat, right? Yeah, it's okay. All right. Oh yeah. Yeah. You definitely need to walk on a flat. Absolutely. So your horizontal lines are flat lines, okay? So all horizontal lines have zero slope or no slope, as well as flat lines. So that means that M is equal to zero. That's why we say zero slope. There's no steepness at all. There's no incline at all. No increase or decrease there at all. Another thing that you'll see sometimes you'll see 0 over a number. that's still equal to 0. 0 over even a negative number, that's still equal to 0. 0 is neither negative or positive. It's still equal to 0. So you need to know those things. And I'm going to pause for the calls, okay? All right. The fourth kind of slope is undefined slope. Miss Reyes, what in the world is undefined slope? Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked me that. That's a great question. Well, your undefined slope, I'm going to draw a little coordinate plane out to the side and label this your x-axis and your y-axis. And your undefined slope is going to be where your line is vertical. It goes straight up and down. It is impossible, except for maybe Spider-Man and Superman, for you to walk up a line that looks like this. Okay? This has undefined slope. This is described as undefined slope. So all vertical lines have undefined slope, lines that go straight up and down. Okay? What does that mathematically look like? That looks like this, where you have m is equal to, and your top number is a number, but the bottom number is 0. This then you would say is undefined. And we can use the abbreviation UND for undefined slope. So anytime you have a number, draw it, write another one. A number, I'm going to put a negative number over 0. It's undefined slope. You can have a larger number, such as 200 over 0. It is still undefined slope. I'm going to pause for the calls. All right. Slide this up a little bit. Okay. So again, we have our 4 kinds of slope. Positive slope, a straight line that goes up. Negative slope, a straight line that goes down. No slope or 0 slope is a flat line or a horizontal line, lays flat, no incline to it, no increase or decrease. It's just a flat line. Undefined slope is a line that goes straight up and down. It's a vertical line. So now we're going to write the formulas for calculating slope, okay? The formula for finding slope. Slope, the letter again for slope is M. Formulas. There are 2 slope formulas. The first formula you use to find the slope when you're given a line. And the second formula you use to find slope when you're given 2 points of the line. Hey. Mhm. Use when given 2 points. Okay. All right. So this formula looks like this. This is the one that we're going to use today. Rise over run. M is equal to rise over run. And some of you might remember this from last year. Your rise is how far you go up or down to get to the next point. If you go up to get to the next point, your top number is going to be a positive. If you go down to get to the next point, your top number is going to be a negative. So your top number is your rise, your up, or your down. If you go up, the top number is a positive. If you go down, the top number is a negative. Run. When you run, you're going to either go to the left or to the right. If you run to the left, this is negative on the number line. If you run to the right, then this is positive on the number line. So if you go to the left to get to the next point, your bottom number is a negative. If you go to the right to get to your next point, the bottom number is a positive. And this is going to be the formula that you use. You're going to reduce or simplify, or both in most cases. Okay. I'm going to pause for the calls. All right. This formula you use when you're given 2 points that are on the line. Instead of just giving the line, they're going to give you 2 points from a line. Here they give you the line, and here they don't give you the line, but they just give you 2 points. Okay? This is the formula you use when you're not given the line, but you're given 2 points. You use this formula. You use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? And again, you substitute the values in, you reduce or simplify. And I need to write that in, okay? Substitute, okay? And then you're going to reduce. And when you substitute, let me write this in, x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay? Substitute, reduce or simplify. Oops, reduce is right as. Okay. All right, guys, and this is the last of the notes, and then we're going to go to the independent practice, okay? I'm going to do a couple problems there, and then you're going to do the rest of them on your own. Okay, so these are the independent practice problems here. The formula, since we are finding the slope, the steepness of this line, how steep this line is, we're going to use the formula rise over run. And for the instructions, I need you to write the formula for every single problem, which is rise over run. And I'm doing that so you remember what the formula is and it's less mistakes. Okay, so we got rise over run. So the kind of slope that this is, this line starts here. I read from left to right, so I'm starting over here, and the line is going down. So this is a negative slope. I'm going to abbreviate negative. Okay, do you see how I wrote negative slope? I need you to do that for these. Please write the kind of slope. Now, I'm going to pick this point right here, and I'm going to go to this point right here by using the grid line so I can get my rise over run. If I'm going from this point to this point using the grid lines, I have to go down 1. So my top number is a -1. This is down 1. Then I got to go to the right. This is to the right. 1, 2, 3. This is to the right 3. So this is a +3 on the bottom. All I have to do is make sure this fraction is reduced, and it is reduced. And this is my answer. Questions about that? Okay, I'm going to pause real quickly. Number 2, I'm going to write the formula as I need for you to do for each problem, rise over run. The kind of slope, this line, if we read from left to right, it's starting down here and it's going up. So since this line is going up, this is a positive slope. And I can abbreviate with positive slope. So that means that my answer is going to be a positive number. Now, I'm going to start at this point, or I can start here. It doesn't matter. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to go up. So I'm going up 1, 2, 3. I'm just counting how far I'm going up. I'm leaving here. Don't count this, but count as you go up. Go up 1, then up 2, then up 3. Don't count where you are, but go up and then count that as 1. Up, that's 2. Up, that's 3. So this is up 3, so it's a positive 3 on the top. Then I go over 1 time to the right, and that's a positive 1 on the bottom. So I can leave it like this, or I can simplify this, reduce this to, simplify it to 3. M is equal to 3. Questions about number 2? Okay, I'm going to stop the video. If you have more questions, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to address your questions or concerns.